Hello knife nerds and steel fanatics. Welcome to the Spyderco Tournament, in which several Spyderco knives compete against each other in the knockout system, starting with 16 models, then going to 8 in the quarterfinals, to 4 in the semi-finals, and at the end to the final with the best 2 models. The matches are drawn coincidentally, and so is the respective single category in which they have to battle. That way, it might be that one knife, which is generally the better one, is beaten by another one which only excels in one category, if that category card is also coincidentally drawn. For example, a knife that neither has a good action, ergonomics, nor design, but has a fantastic steel, will eliminate a knife with great action and ergonomics, but a mediocre steel, if the steel card is drawn. Had it been the ergonomics or the action card, the other knife would have won that match. There will be the following categories: steel, ergonomics, scales, action, blade shape, lock, value, and design. I include only knives by Spyderco in the tournament, and also only knives with a locking mechanism. Thus, the Urban and the UK PK are not competing today, although they might be the more important models for us here in Germany. But it would not be fair to them, especially because of possible categories such as action or lock. So, how does it work? Well, I will draw 2 cards to choose the knives and 1 card to choose the category. Then, one knife will eliminate the other one and move on to the next round, and so on. Sometimes the outcome of a match will be highly subjective, especially in categories such as design or even ergonomics. So please keep in mind that all this is based on my personal experience and opinion. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's start with the first round. So here are the category cards, and here are the knives. As I said, the Urban and the UK PK and one of the bird models I have, they are excluded. Alright, so I do not know the order because they have been shuffled. So let's start with the first match. This is the Spyderco Chaparral versus the Dragonfly 2 with K390 steel. And the category they have to compete in is steel. So the Chaparral versus the Dragonfly 2. Now that's kind of funny because this is the first match. I mean, already, well, it's exactly one of these examples that I've just mentioned in the introduction, because this is about steel. And although the Chaparral might be all in all the better knife or the most useful knife or the more useful knife here, it's about steel. And well, when we talk about steel, K390 is even better than XHP. So a Dragonfly moves on to the next round. Good, let's continue. Next one, the Endura 4 in British Racing Green versus the Sage 5. Where is it? Here it is. And the category is scales. Alright, now that's a special thing now, because scales, that might be a draw, because it's both FRN. And well, but I have to decide. So both scales are pretty comparable. But here, believe it or not, although I think this H5 might be one of my best Spydercos ever, the Endura wins because of the color of the scales. It's dark green, and the British Racing Green is my favorite color. So that's why, believe it or not, the Endura 4 moves on. Next one. This is the Rock Jumper. Versus the PM2 Crew Carter. So Crew Carter because it's in crew wear and my Carter. And the category is, come on, I'll take that one, that's a small one, action. Okay, now the action category, that's a pretty clear thing. That's very clear, the decision here. The Crew Carter is much better, and the PM2 is much better as far as action is concerned than the Rock Jumper. Last one on that side here, the Salt 2 versus the Emphasis. The Emphasis. And the category is steel again. So you see there are more of these different cards for each category, of course. Well, this is an obvious decision here, because LC200 is much better than HCR13. Okay, so this is like the first 4 winners of the first round on the left side in a certain way. Okay, so let's continue. We do have the Ambitious, which is this small one, versus the Endura 4 in Some scales in VG10 steel. And this time the category is blade shape. Now that's kind of interesting, because the blade shape of the Ambitious is kind of nice, and the Endura 4 here is very nice for slicing. But actually, I think for general use, I would really prefer the shorter and more stubby blade shape here from the Ambitious. So the Ambitious indeed goes through the first round. So some kind of surprising. All right, let's continue. Now we do have, come on, I'll take the hot one here, the Manix 2. Okay, the Manix 2. Yeah, one of my favorite ones, of course, and that has to fight against the, oh, that's a tough match, the Para 3 lightweight in Rex 45. Whoa, that rather sounds like a semi-final, actually. And so let's see, what do we have here? Design. Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah. Now, that's a bit of bad luck for the Manix 2, actually, because I really like the Manix 2, but I don't really think this is the most beautifully designed one, or the most beautiful Spyderco that I have. So unfortunately for the Manix 2, the Para 3 moves on to the next round. Okay, now that leaves us with 4 more. Another Para 3 lightweight, the one with Spy 27, and this one against the Efficient. Okay, the Efficient is one of the other HCR 13 models that I have. So let's see what we have here. Let's shuffle this a little. Shuffle this a little. Okay, it's action again. Now, actually, the efficient, well, okay, it's not too bad, but of course, the action of the efficient is not, really not, nowhere as good as the action of the para 3. So that's the kind of obvious thing. Para 3 goes on. All right, and then the last two left behind are the native 5 and the ladybug 3 sprint run. Okay, now, okay, the 85, this is the one in Spy 27, and the ladybug 3 sprint run. Okay, well, that's kind of interesting. Let's see what's going on and which kind of category they're competing in. That one. Ergonomics. Okay, now the steel is kind of nice and very exciting here, because this is this combination of Super Blue and 420J1. But ergonomics, I mean, for such a little life, this is not bad. But this is actually the category where the native 5 excels the most. So this is a clear thing. The native 5 goes on. Now we actually do have all the competitors for the quarterfinals. Because we do have already the competitors for the next rounds, you know, automatically given to us by the orientation and by the placement of the first round. So the next one is the Dragonfly. That's the one, the Dragonfly against the Endura 4. And we still need to draw the category here. Okay. Value. Okay, now this is time. This is value. Okay, both of these knives would have had a pretty good chance against perhaps a one of the top knives, but actually I need to be honest, the Endura 4 in this CDP 189 steel is pretty expensive, and that one can be had for much less. So again, actually, the Dragonfly moves on to the semi-finals. So now we have the next matchup here, the PM2 and the Salt 2. Shuffle this a bit, shuffle this a bit, shuffle this a bit. Okay, what do we have here? Design. Okay, design-wise, that's a clear winner for me. The PM2 wins, goes through the next round, and the Soul 2 is eliminated in the quarterfinals. So we have the next semi-finalist. Okay, now let's continue. We have the Ambitious versus the Para 3. And what is the category? Ergonomics. Okay, right. The Ambitious, some kind of surprise winner in the first round against the Para 3, and of course the Para 3 has amazing ergonomics. So here the Ambitious now is eliminated. Okay, next one. 2 Spy 27 knives. The first one is the Para 3 and lightweight in Spy 27, and the second one is the Native 5 in the Spy 27. Well, let's see what we have here. What do we get? Let's see. Let me make this a little. Let's say that one. This is the one underneath. Otherwise, it will not be drawn anyway. Action. Okay. Now, well, this is an amazing knife, and it would have been a worthy contender for the semi-finals, of course. But action-wise, I mean, you can flick it, but it is not really action-wise, not really a match for the Para 3. So that's kind of funny, because in this second semi-final we have 2 Para 3s against each other. To be honest, with these 3 I have expected that, but I have thought that Sage 5 would be the 4th one in that one, but that's, as I said, there's a bit of a luck. Okay, now next one. So we have the first semi-final, Dragonfly versus the Para 3, and we have steel. Oh wow, this is kind of exciting, because some of you might be of a different opinion here. This is K390. Some of you might think this is the best steel ever, and they have in their collection. This is a fantastic steel, tough, very high edge retention, not really stainless against crewware. I think K390 would have won against almost any other steel here, but crewware is one of my most favorite steels of all steels, and I like this even more than K390. The toughness, edge retention, yeah, perhaps not that, but it's not that. It's in edge retention not as good as K390. Toughness similar, but it is a little more rust resistant. And what I really like here is the roundness. This is almost as universally rounded as MagnaCut, and that is why the first finalist is the PM2 crewware. Okay, now let's see what's going on here. Next one. This is gonna be funny because most of the categories that we will have to draw again. Okay. Okay, that's the first one. Ergonomics, we can't say because it's a draw. Same one. Lock. Okay, again we have to draw again. Same lock. So that's gonna be kind of scales. We have to draw again. Same scales. Well, yeah, because we had the first time we had scales, I had to decide between the color, dark green and black. This is white and cobalt blue, as it's called. I like them equally well, so we have to draw again. So this is very, very exciting. Yeah. Okay, action. Right. Now you might say, well, again, same knife, same action. No, not really. We know that the Para 3 lightweight differs from model to model in action a little. And the thing is that here, the action of the Spy 27 lightweight is good, really good, but the action of the Rex 45 lightweight is even better. So we can really differ here, we can make a difference, and actually the Rex 45 will go on to the finals. Very, very, very close draw here, a very, very close result, but a very good semi-finalist. Okay, now that's kind of interesting because this perhaps I would have expected anyway. The crewware PM2 against the Rex 45 Para 3. Okay, now again, let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. Lock. Same lock. We have to do it again. I have to draw again. Scales. All right, now I think we do have a winner. The scales of the Para 3 lightweight are FRN. They feel good. They are rugged, more rugged than you might expect from actually plastic. They have a good surface, a good texture, a good grip to it, but the scales of the crewware is micarta, and micarta, very subjectively, this is my most favorite scale material. So here the PM2 was a little lucky to have that drawn. So PM2 actually is the big winner of this Spyderco tournament. So first place, paramilitary 2, crew carta, that means micarta, scales and crewware steel. Second place, the Spyderco Para 3 with Rex 45 steel, and then we do have some semi-finalists. This was the Spyderco Dragonfly 2 with K390 and the Para 3 with Spy 27. All right. I hope this little video was a little entertaining for you. Why don't you perhaps write in the comments if you had decided differently in one of the matches, and which of these Spydercos that I've shown here are your favorites, or which is your favorite Spyderco of all, which perhaps I do not have. Okay, right. Have a good weekend, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye.